crazy to me how some beginnings can have such unexpected middles and endings. Like how I just found myself in Costa Rica with the family of a woman who was my babysitter when I was 5. And the details of that whole thing are actually pretty interesting, and I'll share more later in this video. But right now I just have to say that my time in this country was magical, full of laughter, music, good food, demon monkeys, and grasshoppers that are a size and a half too big in my opinion. Woo! That looks so good. Wow. All right, we made it here. Give you time for a tour. Man, my travel day was bananas, and I did not book it smartly. And then we had a long drive once we got here, so we got here late, but we made it. So this is my room. Pretty sweet. We're in the jungle, dude. Like, the drive here was actually surprising. Like, the Costa Rican countryside was mind-blowing. It almost seemed like Scotland or something. It was super weird, and there's a lot of cows and just freaking gorgeous. But we're out here in the jungle, right? And we're on like a farm, right? So there's like a family that runs the farm. Here's the bathroom. And that's a chicken coop. And then there's another family on this property. Here's my setup here. The thing that we're finding that's weird is that the showers and stuff, like, there's no blinds. So I got a balcony, but like, people can just ball gaze on you, like all the people that work out here and live out here, which is kind of weird. I'm with a family. I'm with 4 kids and 3 other adults, which I'll talk about later. But they put up these curtains that we brought because we suspected that they'd be ball gazing on us. And sure enough, you know, it's just kind of weird. But I guess there's other houses around and people be walking around here. I don't know what they do with other people who live here, or like how that usually works, or people just don't care. But if they can just see you shower. But anyways, here's honestly, I'm not that worried about people ball gazing on me. It is what it is. But so here's the main area of the house, and then this is where all the kids are sleeping and grandma. And yeah, so kitchen, it's just a one level thing. And it looks like there's some ducks, right? And there's a pool in there and a workout area. It's like a bench press and stuff, which I'm gonna go do in a little bit. Pretty stormy today, but I have a feeling it's gonna clear up and be gorgeous. But anyways, all these open up, and yeah, so really nice place. It's cool because I wouldn't be able to afford this on my own. Like, and it's the way Airbnbs usually are, it like scales with how many people or how many bedrooms. So you go with more people, and you get nicer places. It's like cheaper per square foot or whatever. You can get nicer, cooler, bigger places when you go with more people. So since I'm alone, after this, I'm getting still some pretty cool places, but not this cool. And honestly, this is just the first place we're going in Costa Rica. We're headed to another place by the beach after this. That's woo. So stay tuned for that. But I think I'm gonna do a link in the description, like a form, if you want to be a travel buddy and come on a trip with me or somewhere. I'm just gonna open it up because you never know. And if that sounds good, you can look in the description. I see some goats or something, some sheep. So yeah, there's a whole farm on this land. So that's pretty cool. But anyways, I don't know what's gonna be next. Just gonna be ripping and grinding, but we'll see you. Oh, in the sun, baby, there it is. The sun, yeah. All right, we got a little river walk over here. We're gonna go check it out. Wow, and see, there's the house. We're gonna see what we find over here. Some bugs probably gonna bite my ass. Let's go see. We got a gang of rabbits. That's a bunny. Hello, bunny. Hey, bunny. Two bunnies. Two buddies. Hey, guys. So, I wonder if they just have rabbits for fun. Because they don't produce anything. But they got chickens. Okay, I was lost, but I think I've found the way to get. This is a river walk, but it's sloppy, slushy, nasty. We'll see what happens. A duck. All right, so I just walked the whole thing, and I ended up kind of in this little field. But wouldn't you guess it? While I'm walking, I'm like trying to get somewhere. And I'm like, dude, I'm not even going anywhere. I'm just trying to enjoy the walk. But I'm like, gotta get to the end or see where it goes. Instead of just enjoying it. So I'm about to walk back now. And I'm gonna just walk slow and try to enjoy it. And it's very pretty. It's like, look at, there's like all these little pathways. And got just this little river kind of flowing by. And there's so many vines and bugs. One thing I will say though is that I've been getting eaten by bugs on my legs, and I got bites. I got big old red itchy bites. That's one thing I don't like. But it's pretty here. It's weird being here only for 3 days and then going to the next place. Like, don't really have a chance to settle in. But the one thing I will say that I love is the high ceilings, the big ceiling way above my head, big walls, big ceilings. I'm finding that I love that vibe. And it's such a good vibe to have room above my head. Surprisingly, you wouldn't necessarily think that that was like, would be such a change, but I feel like I work better, I create better, I'm happier, I'm in a better mood. I feel like there's more possibilities when there's room. I'm really liking that, and that's one thing I've noticed. But I'm gonna finish out this walk, and we'll report back later. Look at the speed of this ripper. That thing is trucking across the land at a high velocity. Just absolutely moving. The Usain Bolt of clouds. Top speeds. Wow. So, since I've been traveling, I've really been making an effort to stay consistent with my meditation practice. And it really makes a huge difference if you're an overthinker or you have a very hyperactive mind. Taking a little bit of time to just rest your mind and focus on your breath every day really does make a huge difference. And the way I think of it is that your brain basically never gets a break from ripping it, right? Even when you're sleeping, it's processing things, it's dreaming, it's filing your memory, it's doing all these processes, and all throughout your day you're thinking about things, worrying about things, processing things, doing so much work with your brain, and it just literally never gets a break ever unless you purposely stop to give it a break. So I just would recommend trying that, and I'm just thinking about that. I use the Waking Up app. It isn't a sponsorship, but I just use the timer or the guided meditations on there. It's a great place to start, and if you can't afford it, they will give it to you for free if you just email their support. So that's that. Hey, cheese whiskers. No. We're gonna go out. Come on, baby. Okay, there you go. It's an OSHA violation.
They are so
Oh my goodness.
I have a bad feeling about this.
They're working their asses off.
Yep.
They're trabajandoing like crazy.
Okay, go, lady.
There's a snobby Karen in front of us.
Just got to the new Airbnb. Bro, get a load of this. Oh! Come on. Let's go. Scope the amount of faith I have to go under this fan. Oh. Yikes. Just woke up. You gotta be kidding me, dude. Oh my god. Okay, so this situation is to a certain degree like unbelievable to me because from this point I started my blog about a year prior, and one of my first posts was about how I wanted to travel, and I literally said in the post, I think I would do better making music with an ocean view, living somewhere that's a third of the cost of living. And when I got here in Costa Rica, I had on my to-do list to do another yearly reflection, just like that first post that I did a year ago and kind of set out what I wanted. So I sat down and I read my first post that I made a year ago. And I was sitting there with the ocean view in this low cost of living country, making music, and it was just so gorgeous. And I was like, how did this come true? Like, this is crazy. And it didn't feel exactly like I thought it would feel. It didn't turn out exactly like I thought it would turn out. But it was like The Secret or something. It's like I get why people believe in manifestation and stuff, because it's just amazing if you set an intention and put your head down and work and dream and allow for possibilities. You just never know what's going to happen. And I just want to share that, and I want to remember that, and I want you to remember that. That's what it is. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, I'm so glad that I love California. And go rush that to my heart with all the other art. Yeah, I've been peace since I'm in
Oh, it's so sweet. That ending is real nice.
Videotaping.
Okay, go for it. Just gotta make sure to send it to me after.
I will.
Come in. I record the vocals with my friend in Spokane.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I just do ideas myself to remember, and then when I do it, like, for the song, I do it.
It's tragic, feeling like you're in a box. It's locked down and closes with every dirty knock. It's troublesome to have to find a key, but if you let it find it, then you might not ever free. But if I decide to find time to bloom into a light that really feels right, yeah, the light is safe to find me, and every dance is reaching every low.
That's nice.
Love
We
it.
did it. Wesley's learning how to swim. You could do it. Yeah. Hey, what's up? So I've been pretty bad about filming the past few days. We just left the spot by the beach and we're at this Airbnb just for a night in San Jose, Costa Rica. And I just smashed $100 worth of McDonald's with the crew. And it was crazy and I'm gonna regret it. Here's San Jose. Everyone just went down to the pool. Whoa. But yeah, the trip honestly was amazing. The place by the beach in Playa Carrillo was so sick. And I was just vibing hard and I didn't really want to think about making a video or like what I was filming too much. I just wanted to vibe. And the thing is, I made a song there called Playa Carrillo. And it's one of my favorite things I've made in a while. You probably heard the instrumental in the intro of this. But it's a banger. And so I was just kind of focusing on that and just being in the moment and vibing. And it was really nice. And I had a great time with the family that I was with. Got Rob, the dad, to start a Substack. And put a link. And I'll put one for the mom as well, Summer. They both have Substacks. So we're all writing buddies. And we're leaving here tonight to fly home. And then I'm going to Thailand. But, oh man, I'm going to regret that McDonald's. I already can feel it. Whew. Anyways, good trip. Costa Rica's dope. I might have a little more to say about it in the intro. That's it. Peace. You made it to the end of the video. Thanks for watching. I'm gonna take out. This is in. So, I want to explain a little bit about the family and my relationship with them, etc. It's pretty interesting. So Summer, this lady, was my babysitter when I lived in Boise when I was like young. I was like, I don't know, 6 or something. And sorry if it's super loud. I'm trying to record out here and it's city noises. But maybe it's a vibe. And apparently Adobe Podcasts can like take the noise out of audio really well. So we're gonna see. If you don't hear a ton of noise right now, it's just testament to the power of AI. But anyways, back to the story. So I was about 6 and like she was the best babysitter ever and we had so much fun with her and we just freaking loved her and we would get other babysitters sometime and we're like, no, like bring Summer back. And I remember she would put on the Tarzan soundtrack on our speaker system in our house and then turn off all the lights and like get flashlights and like strobe light them and we'd jump around on the furniture like monkeys, you know, like, and it's just so fun. But anyways, we ended up moving to Washington and we didn't hear from her for years, like at all, I'm pretty sure, and just parted ways basically. And she ended up, funny enough, she ended up getting married to a dude from Costa Rica that she met in Costa Rica forever ago and having 2 girls with him. And then he ended up going to jail and she ended up in a pretty sketchy situation. It was pretty unsafe. So she found my dad online and hit us up. And my parents basically invited her to come live with us in Washington. So after like years of not hearing from her, even really thinking about her, she came to live with us with her 2 little girls. So, and then she's been, you know, in and out of our life since then, but she really got back on her feet, went to school, got married again, had 2 more children of her own. And then her brother passed away and she took in his 2 kids. So 2 of the kids that were on the trip with us were her nephews, basically. So, and then 2 of her own children, biological children. And then her 2 older daughters weren't there. But her story is pretty wild. And she wrote a
put her testimony on Substack and wrote about it. So I'm going to link that in the description if you want to check it out or read it. And I'll also link her husband's Substack, who he has a bunch of crazy stories and had a crazy life as well. And he does like a recovery Substack. So I'm going to link that too. And so that's kind of was that situation. And then, so all the people that were there, I'll put up this picture, and it was, let's see, it's me, Judah, Benny, the little guy, Summer, Tommy, Rob, Wesley, and Tita, who is the grandma. And I renamed her Tapatio while we were there. But anyways, that was the fam, and I love them. And that brings me to the next thing I wanted to talk about, which is this interesting thing I noticed while I was there, because the family dynamic they have it's pretty chaotic. Obviously, it's 4 boys, right? So, and then 2 of the boys lost their dad, so there's shit there, and it's just kind of chaotic and crazy, right? And anyways, but it's this interesting, like, I wouldn't say dysfunction, but it's just wild, right? It's this like hodgepodge kind of family, and despite the chaos, I just noticed this, like, I don't even want to say necessarily chaos, because it was like pretty normal family vibes, I would say, but there's so much to all their stories, right? They've all been through so much in their own unique ways and bring so much to the table through their journeys, right? And it's all just smashed together in this family. And even with all that, there's like this, I just noticed there's just this wholesome, like, pure, loving family vibe to it. And it was just so nice. And it made me want a family. And
what's up? It's Sunburned Edit Dan here. I just got to interject real quick, because I realize when I say makes me want a family, it sounds like I don't have a family at all. And I actually have like an amazing family. I love my family, and I don't think there's a single person in my immediate or extended family that I don't like or get along with. So I'm super lucky and have an amazing family. What I'm meaning to say is, like, I want my own family that's like wife and kids type vibe. Makes me want to have like my own little nuclear family type vibe. So just to clear that up, Mom, Dad, Ben Spence, love you to death. Anyways, back to the video.
I don't know exactly how to explain it, but it just, man, it's like that is the shit life is about, is like your family and the people you care about and taking care of each other and living together. And I don't know exactly what my point is there, but it's just something that, like, really the feeling and the vibe of the family was just nice and really cool and just real, like raw and real and good. And I just liked it. And I was just glad to be there and be a part of it, and it was really fun and cool. So that's what I would say about that. I'm actually in Vietnam right now. After Costa Rica, I went to Thailand, so that's going to be the next vlog, is my second trip to Bangkok. And I'm in Vietnam right now while I'm editing this, and then you'll see Vietnam, and then I go to Bali after this, and I don't know where's after this. Give me recommendations. And again, I'm also looking for travel buddies. I'm completely solo here, and I've got like an extra bedroom, and I have an extra one in Bali. So if you want to pull up and you're not shitty to be around, hit me up. There's a contact form in my website. You can reach out, not on social media, but you can comment, whatever. You can, if you go to DannySuede.com, there's a contact form. You can hit me up. Last thing, subscribe to my blog, subscribe to this channel. If you go to DannySuede.com, it's got everything I do. It's got my music, it's got my blog. It's free to subscribe. Since I don't do social media, it's the best way to keep up with me and all my adventures and everything I'm thinking about and working on. I do weekly updates on there, and you just put in your email and you'll get it in your inbox every week. Super easy. And then I've got my merch store with like necklaces and hats and hoodies and butterfly stuff. And then, yeah, just hit the subscribe and the like and share this with your friends, because I'm trying to get it. So that's what it is. Thanks for watching. And the other cool thing about Costa Rica is the wildlife was insane. I've never seen wildlife like that in my life. And so I'm going to end the video with an exhilarating wildlife cut. So enjoy that, and see you on the next one. That's a howler monkey? Look at the nuts on that guy. Look at this caterpillars, dude. Is that that's an inch and a half long. And look at their, are they eating this caterpillar? This is the craziest caterpillar in the world. This dude's about to go cocoon mode. Dude did end up in a cocoon. This thing is disturbing. Oh my God. Look how big it is. Oh, get out of here, dude. Dude, this thing is from the nightmares, dude. For reference, this is my finger. This is this thing. What? Look at this giant locust. Bro, that thing is the absolute biggest locust I've ever seen. Thing is, oh!